Good evening, everyone. So, I'm starting the class. In the previous classes, we learned about the general introduction, Indian system of medicine, the plant growth regulators, and the classification of crude drug. So, there was an exam in the previous week, and from the plant growth regulators, the exam um, the topic is new because it was not included in your exam. So any kind of like problem or doubt in the previous sessions, whoever are new, please go through the videos. Okay, in the teach me tab, every videos are there, so please go through it. If you are facing any kind of problem, you can message me in WhatsApp. And who were present in the previous classes, are you facing any kind of doubt regarding the exam question or the previous lectures? Okay, I don't think so. That are you facing any problem? Yes, someone says something.
Ma'am,
Okay. So in the next exam, whenever it would be, uh, there will be from the topic from the plant growth regulator. Okay, that will be the starting, and after that 4 or 5 class will be there. After that your exam will open. Okay, so today we will start the parts of the medicinal plant. The slides are visible, right?
Hi, ma'am.
Okay.
yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the parts of the medicinal plant are very important. Why? Because from the seed portion there were questions in the previous year in GPAT. Okay, so we can say that the rest of the parts are also important, because if there was question from the seed, question come from the flower or fruit or stem, whatever. So the parts of the medicinal plant are very important. We will cover today some, and tomorrow we will cover the rest and complete that topic. This is also important because after completion of this, I'll go forward to your evaluation of crude drug. That is very important topic for your GPAT NIPER, because there are questions from the analytical portions actually, that are the microscopic evaluation, chemical evaluation. We will cover everything. So that are very important, okay, for your exam point of view. So we'll cover that. So the portion of the medicinal plants, the parts of the medicinal plants are somewhere related to the evaluation. Why? Because these are the parts of crude drug that are to be evaluated. Okay, like you can see there are written in the slide that for the leaves we are evaluating the stomata portion. Okay, so like this, these are related. So if you can't go through the parts of the medicinal plant well, there may be some problem in your evaluation portion. Okay, so when stomata trichomes we are trying to learn, we'll face some difficulties. So first of all, we are covering the parts of the medicinal plants thoroughly, and after that we'll go for the evaluation of the crude drug. So tell me, what can be the parts of the medicinal plant? I told a minute ago, I think. So what can be the part of the medicinal plant?
Maybe leaf, root, stem.
Yes, leaves, fruit, stems, bark, wood, seeds,
Flower leaf.
flowers, yes. So of them, leaves, stem, fruits, flowers we'll cover today, and the bark, seeds, that are the portions we'll cover tomorrow, wood, etc. So first come the leaves. So we know that what are the leaves. I don't go for the definition or whatever. Only thing I can say here is that the difference between the leaf and the leaflet. Do you know what is leaf and leaflet? With example.
Leaflet is the small leaf from the beginning, where it from small.
Okay. Uh, Leaves are actually a single portion. Okay. You see the picture. This is the leaf, and that is one single portion, whereas the leaflet comprises of some leaves. There are some 7 leaves here to form a leaflet, and this is one single leaf. You have definitely saw a mango leaf and a tamarind leaf or a leaf of neem. When you see the neem is a Margosa indica, when you see that leaf, there are some branches that is formed from a main portion. And when you see a mango leaf, there is one single leaf. Okay. So the difference is that the leaf is a single portion and leaflet comprises to form a compound leaf. Okay. We can see this single leaf, or we can say that this is a mango leaf. So this is a simple leaf, whereas this comprises to form a compound leaf, because see, there are a number of leaves are present here. Okay, so that is the compound leaf and that is a simple leaf. So leaves are related to a simple leaf and leaflets are related to a compound leaf. Are you getting my point?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Rest of the people, are you getting my point or should I repeat?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is the difference between the leaf and leaflets. And the word leaf in pharmacognosy include leaf, compound leaf and the leaflets. So as I told, all of this comprises to form the leaf. In the next slide, we can say that again it is written that a leaf is a single, usually flat green organ attached to the plant stem, whereas a leaflet is one of the individual segments that make up to form a compound leaf. So these are the individual segments. These are the number of leaves that are comprising to form the compound leaf, whereas this is a single portion of the leaf that is forming the simple leaf. So these are the leaves. And I told in the previous class, transpiration. What is transpiration? Anyone who was present in the previous class?
Transpiration is the process by which plants remove excess water.
Okay, so in one word we can say what is transpiration for the plant?
Respiration.
I can't hear you. Can you repeat? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. I thought that I am not audible. Okay. So basically the transpiration is the respiration for plant. Okay. And I told that the respiration of the plant occurs through which thing?
Stomata.
Yes, stomata. So the leaves of the plant have several characteristic. like stomatal characteristic, they have the trichome characteristic. So this portions belongs to the evaluation of the crude drug. Like you can see there are several kind of stomata for the senna and some different kind of stomata is present in digitalis. So they are related. So the stomata trichomes are the diagnostic feature for the leaves of the medicinal plant. Okay, this comes for the microscopic evaluation for the analytical pharmacognosy. The microscopic evaluation comes for the stomata, calcium oxalate crystal, the trichomes, etc. This kind of evaluation for the different plants we have to study, and the stomata and the trichomes are the feature for the leaves. So this was about the leaves of the medicinal plant. Up to this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. So next is the stem. All of you know that what is a stem. Stem is the portion that comes from the root on the ascending order of a plant. This is the portion. We can see this mostly in the 90% of plant. We can see this on the aerial part, that is the over the ground. Roots are underground and the stem is over the ground, that belongs from the roots. So this is about the stem. The stem is an ascending axis of the plant developed from the plumule. So the plumule is the part of the root from where the stem develops, and the ascending axis of the plant means what? The stem always grow to the sky in the ascending order. Ascending means from lower to higher. Okay, and the descending means higher to lower. So in case of the plant, we can say that ascending means that is growing from the ground. Okay, that is growing to top from the bottom. So the stem is an ascending axis of the plant developed from the plumule, consists of nodes, internodes, buds, give rise to branches, leaves and flowers. Yes, everything occurs from the stem. Stem is the base of everything. Okay, we can see the branches. From the branches we can see leaves, and then flowers. From flowers there are fruits. For all of these things, the base is the stem. The stem may be aerial, subaerial or underground. As I told, that the stem also can be underground. Okay, the stem can present below the ground or aerial or subaerial. Subaerial means some portion of the stem is aerial, that is in the upper portion of the ground, and some can be underground. And depending upon the presence of mechanical tissues, the stems may be weak, herbaceous or woody. So weak means that is unable to stand. So that may be over the ground, or that may have some support to grow up, or that may be herbaceous or woody means strong, that can stand alone. Okay, so that is the woody thing. That depends on the mechanical tissues, presence of the mechanical tissues. So depending on that, so like if you are eating much, so you will be strong. If you are eating less, you will be weak, like this. Everything depends on the presence of the mechanical tissues. Now classification of stem, please go through it well, because important, this is important. Okay, so the classification of stem goes for the weak stems and the woody stems, woody or herbaceous, and the weak stems. For the weak stems, there is further 3 divisions. The weak stems are the thin, long and unable to stand, and that may be the following types. First of all is the creeper. Yes, these are the creepers. Okay, very weak and grow flat on the ground without roots. Creeper has no roots. Okay, example is the grasses. These are the grasses, they grow over the ground and have no roots, all of us know. Next is the climbers. What are the climbers? These are too weak to stand alone. They climb on a support with the help of tendril, hooks, prickles or roots. These are their features. By using this, the tendrils, hooks, prickles or roots, they climb on some kind of support. The example is the peeper beetle, peeper longum and gymnema. Like this, see, here is the main plant, okay, the main tree to which the peeper beetle has grown up. So this is the support for the peeper beetle as it is too weak to stand, and they use their prickle, tendril or roots to accumulate the support, and they find a tree like of thing and they just grow on that. So these are the climbers. And next is the twiners. What is twiner? Twiner means these kind of plants or this kind of weak stems coil the support and grow further. Coil means they will form a very version of climber. Okay, the climbers are like they can grow without a shape, but for the twiner, the point is that they coil the support, like they form a round and round version of the climber. This is the thing, they coil the support and grow further. And next is the herbaceous or woody stems. These are the normal stems and maybe soft, hard or woody. So herbaceous stems are the normal stems, as we can see, the mango tree, the sugar cane, that may be soft, hard or woody. Okay, so these are about the stems. This is the sugar cane and the sunflower that are herbaceous or woody stem. So this is about the leaves and stem. Up to this, any kind of problem?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now tell me one thing. Have you gone through the
ম্যাম
slides
একটা
of
প্রবলেম আছে
Apollo?
ম্যাম স্টেমের যে ক্লাসিফিকেশনস গুলো ওইগুলো থেকে কিরকম মানে কোয়েশ্চেন্স ক্রিপার ক্লাইম্বার তারপরে ওইগুলো মানে কিভাবে মানে পড়বো আর কি
কোয়েশ্চেন্স
কিরকম
দেখো,
কোয়েশ্চেন
তোমাকে ধরো এক্সাম্পল দিয়ে বলতে পারে যে কোনটা ক্লাইম্বার বা ক্রিপার, ঠিক আছে, এইরকম কাইন্ড অফ হতে পারে। উডি স্টেম থেকে সেরকম নয়, বাট ওই তিনটে আমি ভালো করে পড়তে বললাম, দ্যাট আর ক্রিপার, ক্লাইম্বার এন্ড টুইনার। Go through the examples. Okay, like they can give you an example and tell that which one is the climber, and they will give the examples of the creeper, climber and twinner. So this can be the question from the examples. Basically, like for total parts of the medicinal plant and the evaluation of crude drug, that will we proceed further. Mainly the questions come from the examples. Okay, for these two topics, even everything, when we'll go for the alkaloids, glycoside, pharmacognosy is all about the examples. Okay, you have to learn the example. Okay.
ইয়েস ম্যাম
Okay. So now tell me, have you gone through the slides of plant growth regulator? Just basic things. Do you remember what are the plant growth promoter?
ইয়েস ম্যাম অক্সিন জিবারেলিন
Cytokine.
Yes.
Cytokine.
And acetic
Cytokine.
acid is what? Plant growth?
the plant
Inhibition.
Inhibitor.
inhibitors plant growth inhibitors
Okay.
acetic acid and ethylene
Yes, good. Which causes the parthenocarpy?
Gibberellin.
Gibberellin. Good. Which causes the inhibition of root growth?
Auxin.
Auxin. Very good. And which causes the seed dormancy?
Citric acid.
Yes,
Citric
abscisic
acid.
acid. Good, good. And which causes the breaking of the seed dormancy?
Cytokinin.
Gibberellin.
Gibberellin is the thing. And cytokinin also causes it. But when you are, having the most correct answer between the options, that would be the gibberellin. Okay. So you remember well the plant growth regulators. Now I can proceed to the flowers for the medicinal plant. Okay. So for the flowers, there are 4 different circles. Okay, that are the holes also called. This forms a flower. So the flower is a modified shoot mean for the production of seeds. From the flower, we can have the fruit, and inside the fruit, we have the seeds. So a typical flower is composed of 4 parts: the calyx, the corolla, the androecium, and the gynoecium. Always remember, whenever the word is andro, it will be for the male part, and whenever the word is for the gyno, the suffix, it will be for the female part. So these are the main 4 parts for a flower. So now we go for the detailing. The flower is built upon stem or pedicle with the enlarged end known as the thalamus or receptacle. So this portion is the thalamus, from where the flower is grown. Okay, and this is the peduncle that ends in the stem, and from that the beginning of a flower starts, and this is the receptacle of thalamus that is the junction that is present in the junction of the peduncle. And the calyx. What is calyx? Calyx is in Bengali we call it briti. Okay, the calyx is the portion of flower to which the flower is attached. This is the calyx. Whenever you see a flower, you see there is a green part to which the petals are attached, and from that green part there is a part that attached to the stem. Okay, so that is the calyx. The calyx have different parts, like for the hibiscus, it is most common. For the hibiscus, there are 5 parts again in the calyx that are known as the sepal. This is the sepal, you can see in the picture, and as it is sectioned, so half of the sepal is not here, it is just the cross section of the flower. So in most of the flowers there are 5 sepals attached to the flower in the calyx. And sepal is I told that there is a green part, so calyx is green in color and the outermost hole of the flower. Next is the corolla. Corolla is basically the petals of the flower. Okay, the second hole of the flower either white or bright colored as the petal. Like for datura it would be white or off white. For hibiscus it would be red. So either white or brightly colored. That is a corolla. Each member of corolla is known as petal, and the number of petal varies with the type of flower. So corolla is these are the petals of the flower, and this is the corolla. Next is the androecium. As I told that andro means the male part of the flower and gyno means the female part. So the androecium is individual component of the androecium are called stamen, which consists of the filament, anther and the connective. So these are the anther. Anther is the, in Bengali I am saying also because these are very confusing. I found it very confusing when coming to the English version in my class 11. So anther is the porag renu and filament is the porag dhani. Okay, they consist to form the stamen. And the gynoecium, in the gynoecium, the component, each of the component known as carpel or the pistil, and they are made up of stigma, style and ovary. This is composed of the gynoecium. This is the stigma and this is the style, that is the porag dondo, and the ovary. All of you know that the flower ovary, about the flower ovary. So these three things compose to form the pistil. So the stamen is the androecium, the carpel or pistil is the gynoecium. The stamen is composed of the filament and anther and the connective, and the gynoecium or the carpel or pistil is made up of the stigma, style and ovary. Always remember that ovary is the gyno part in our female body, also in the flower also. Okay, ovary will always be in the gynoecium part and the filament anther forms the androecium. Understood up to this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So next part says that in our pharmacognosy, for the medicinal purpose, we take the full flower or we take some of the inflorescence or the single part of flower. What is inflorescence? Anyone know about inflorescence? Okay, I'm telling. The inflorescence is the arrangement of the flower over the stem. Okay, the inflorescence can be many type, like flower can be in the both side of the stem or the single side of the stem, or at the top of the stem flowers can be there. So this is the inflorescence, and the inflorescence is formed of many kind of, like inflorescence is classified at a number of examples. Okay, a number of classification of inflorescence are there, and every plant is consisted of a different kind of inflorescence. Like the raceme is for digitalis and mustard. Trick is Digimas raceme. Digimas raceme. Digi for digitalis, mas is for mustard, are of raceme type of inflorescence. Next is the panicle, is for the gold mohair. Postgraduate is the trick. P for the panicle and G for the gold mohair is the postgraduate. Capitula, capitula is for the chamomile, arnica, artemisia and sunflower and pyrethrum. So it is the CCAA-SP. SP is the organization for the electron. So you can remember like this, CCAA-SP. C for capitula, C for chamomile, arnica, artemisia, sunflower and pyrethrum. I know these are difficult, but if you read daily a week, okay, 7 days regularly, you will remember these things. And after that, a lot are coming. So you have to like memorize pharmacognosy. Pharmacognosy is all about the memorizing. Okay, the conceptual things are very less, and you have to memorize every day. Every day, revise pharmacognosy for 1 hour. Just 1 hour. Rest of the subjects you read for like 4 to 5 hours a day. But every day, please go through the pharmacognosy for 1 hour. This is a subject basically. If you think that I am leaving it for 1 month, you will see after 1 month you can't remember anything. You will just forget everything. You have to memorize every day, and this thing happens in my previous batch also. I kept on taking exams, they were not appearing in the class test, and when I ask them, they just told, or having very poor marks. So when I asked them about why are you having such poor marks, they told that, ma'am, I like did not go through the revision well. So please revise pharmacognosy 1 hour a day. Okay. So next is the umbel. Umbel is the caraway and fennel. So we can say that umbel is fan of caraway. Fan means the fennel. Umbel is the fan of caraway. And after that, the points are having only one examples. So I have not accumulated the tricks because this actually, to be honest, these are not that much important. Go through the stem portion very well. The inflorescence portions are not that important. So still you study well. Question can come because from the seed portion, the questions were there in the previous year. So don't leave any topic. For the chymos, it is the jasmine. For the hypanthodium, it is the fig. For the stigmas, the saffron. Up to the hypanthodium from the raceme, all are the inflorescence. Okay. Tomorrow I will give some pictures of the inflorescence with the names. Okay. So from that, you can remember well. That is how the raceme looks, how the panicle looks, and that would be easier to remember. So the stigmas is for the saffron, the corolla is for the elder flowers, the petal is for the rose red poppy, and the flower buds are used for the cloves. Any problem up to this?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Other ones, are you having any kind of problem? This is problematic. You will have problem, but still you have to memorize. Should I give tomorrow some pictures of the inflorescence for better memorizing? Please tell me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll give some
Ma'am.
pictures. Okay. I'll give some pictures of the inflorescence tomorrow and we will revise that slide tomorrow. Okay. So the last topic for today is the fruits. Okay. So fruit come from the flowers and seeds come from the fruits. So we'll start tomorrow from the seeds portion after the revision of that particular slide, and today we will study up to the fruits. So the ovules, okay, the ovules of the flowers, after fertilization they produce the seeds, and the ovary portion, this portion is the ovary, and this forms the fruit after the maturation. The ovary wall develops further to form the protective covering of the seeds, which is known as the fruit. And the ovules are present inside the ovary, that after the fertilization. That is very important point, that is the fertilization. Whenever the fertilization occurs, that are converted into seeds. And see the last line, if the ovules do not fertilize, the seedless fruits are formed. And the seedless fruit formation artificially is known as what?
Parthenocarpy.
Yes, parthenocarpy. So the ovules do not fertilize, they will form the seedless fruits, and if they go through the fertilization, they will produce the seeds inside the fruits. So the ovary develops to the fruit, the ovules develop to the seeds. And the particular coating, as I told that the ovary wall develops further to form a protective covering. This protective covering or the coating is particularly called the pericarp. In Bengali we call it the khosha. When we see the arm or the mango, we just leave the outer layer and we eat the inside of the fruit. So that is the pericarp thing. So the pericarp consists of three different layers. That is the epicarp, outermost coating, mesocarp, the forms between the epicarp and the endocarp, usually pulpy or made up of the spongy parenchymatous tissue. That is the pulp of the fruits, as in apple, as in mango, berries. We see the pulp of the fruits. So that is the mesocarp portion. And the endocarp. Endocarp is the innermost layer of the pericarp, maybe thick, thin, or even woody, like the that portion is present in mango. We leave it after eating. That is the amerati. So that is the endocarp portion. That is the innermost layer of pericarp, maybe thick, thin, or even woody. Depending upon the number of carpels. What is carpel? I told in flower portion. What is carpel?
The female reproductive part of the flower,
Yes.
consisting of stigma, style, and ovary.
Good. The female female part of the flower, that is the carpel. Carpel is made up of what? Stigma, style, and ovary. Depending on the carpel present in the flower, the fruits fall into the following categories. That is the simple fruit, aggregate fruit, and the compound fruit. Okay, the simple fruit is the single fruit like mango, apple, etc. I am telling you by the examples for better understanding. Aggregate fruit is the grapes, raspberry. What we see? We see a number of grapes from a portion, right? So that are the aggregate fruits. And what is the compound fruit? The pineapple. You think about the structures and the features, you will automatically know the differences. Okay, like for the simple fruit, there will be only one fruit from the single carpel or from the Syncarpus gynoecium. In case of the aggregate fruit, formed of many carpels or the Apocarpus gynoecium, whereas in case of the compound fruits, many more flowers come together and form one single fruit. Like for the pineapple, for the raspberry, many carpels or Apocarpus gynoecium is responsible for formation of aggregate fruit, and for the mango, apple, etc., one single carpel or the Syncarpus gynoecium is responsible for the formation of fruit. Now there is some kind of classification in the simple fruits, like what? The dry fruits and the fleshy fruits. What are the fleshy fruits? Whenever we're getting some kind of pulp, we can see the pulp in mango, in the apple. So that are the fleshy fruits. And what are the dry fruits? The dry fruits are the like one single fruit, and there will be the seeds under the just covering. Okay, there is no pulp, as in pea. Whenever you see a pea, whenever you are opening the covering of the pea, you can see directly the seeds. Okay, in the opium also, like in the cannabis, it happens in the same case. And the dry fruits are further classified into the dehiscent and the indehiscent fruits. The dehiscent fruits are the fruits that releases the seeds naturally on maturity, and indehiscent fruits does not release the seeds on maturity. That is the difference between the dehiscent and indehiscent fruits, and this is about the fruits. These are the, we can say these are the typical fruits, and one thing is there, that are the false fruits also. So do you understand about the typical fruits, the simple, aggregate and compound thing? Have you understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Other people, have you understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
হ্যাঁ ম্যাম
So, okay. So the
ম্যাম
last,
একবার অ্যাগ্রিগেট আর কম্পাউন্ড ফ্রুটের মধ্যে কি মানে ওদের মধ্যে ডিফারেন্সটা আরেকবার বলুন।
আরেকবার বুঝিয়ে দেবেন
হ্যাঁ নিশ্চয়ই, দেখো
ম্যাম,
aggregate,
আরেকবার বুঝিয়ে দেবেন।
হ্যাঁ বলছি, অ্যাগ্রিগেট ফ্রুটটা দেখো, আঙুর আর আনারস তুমি কিভাবে ডিফারেন্স করবে তার, বলো।
আঙুর তো মানে স্মল
একটা
বেরি টাইপ ফ্রুট,
বেসিক
অনেকগুলো
শেখা ভাব
বাঞ্চে
থাকবে।
থাকে।
এটাই, দ্যাট কামস ফর আ ব্রাঞ্চ, ওকে, দ্যাট কামস ফ্রম আ ব্রাঞ্চ ইন আ বাঞ্চ, ওকে। আঙুর যখন আমরা দেখছি একটা গোছা হয় সেটার, তাই তো, একটা সিঙ্গেল আঙুর আমরা কিনি না, there is a bunch, number of grapes are there, and in case of a pineapple there is one single fruit is that, but that comes from number of flowers, okay, বুঝতে
এবং
পারছো,
অনেকগুলো ফ্লাওয়ার মিলে
একটা
ওই
ফ্রুট তৈরি
কম্পাউন্ড
করছে,
ফ্রুট তৈরি হচ্ছে।
ইয়েস, অনেকগুলো ফ্লাওয়ার মিলে একটা ফ্রুট তৈরি করছে। ইন কেস অফ পাইনঅ্যাপেল, পাইনঅ্যাপেলে ডিফারেন্ট থাকে না, শেপ শেপ স্ট্রাকচারস আর দে, পাইনঅ্যাপেলের স্ট্রাকচারটা মনে
ইয়েস
করো,
ম্যাম,
ইয়েস,
ইয়েস ম্যাম, বুঝতে পেরেছি, অনেকগুলো কম্পার্টমেন্ট টাইপের থাকে।
অনেকগুলো কম্পার্টমেন্ট টাইপের হয়ে পাইনঅ্যাপেল তৈরি হচ্ছে। সো দ্যাট কামস ফ্রম মেনি ফ্লাওয়ার্স, and whenever we are taking the berry kind of fruits like raspberry or grapes, that comes from only single flower but many carpels, বুঝতে পারছো, সিঙ্গেল ফ্লাওয়ার থেকে আসে অনেকগুলো কার্পেলের জন্য। and when you are seeing the like structures, like we never brought one single grape, we bought a bunch of grapes, and for the pineapple we see only one single fruit, okay, and from a single flower, when a single carpel is used, see this is the carpel, right, so one single there is a number of carpels in the flower, and when only one single carpel is used, then then we can get the simple fruits like mango. And when we are getting many more carpels, we are getting the aggregate fruits. Aggregation means what? Number of fruits are accumulated there, that is the aggregate fruits. And the compound fruits are what? Many more flowers come together to form one single fruit. Understood?
ইয়েস ম্যাম।
Okay. So the last slide is about the false fruits. The false fruit are the things that do not form from the ovary part of the flower. They can form from the thalamus or the receptacle or the calyx and grow to a part of fruit. The typical fruits form from the ovary, but the false fruit are not formed from the ovary. This same concept comes for the alkaloids also, like true alkaloid, proto-alkaloid and pseudo-alkaloid. And the same concept is there for the production. Okay, so we will study that in time of alkaloid. Now I am just telling you that the difference is difference lies on the production of the fruits. If the fruit is produced from the ovary, it will be the typical fruit or the true fruit, you can say also, and the false fruit that are not produced from the ovary. And there is written as the strawberry. Examples are there actually. The strawberry that is produced from the thalamus, the cashew nut is produced from the peduncle thalamus, the apple from the thalamus, marking nut from the peduncle, and rose is also formed by the thalamus. Okay, understood the difference?
ইয়েস ম্যাম।
Okay, last
Yes,
point.
ma'am.
Okay. So the last point is that the pharmaceutical fruit always do not contain the three layers. Like, what are the three layers? Actually, they are talking about the three layers of the pericarp. Okay, that is the epicarp, endocarp, and mesocarp. So, for example, lemon and orange consist only of the epicarp, and tamarind bile consist of the mesocarp, while fennel and dill consist of the all layers enclosing the seeds. Okay, got it?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So any problem about today's slide except of that one, the inflorescence one?
ম্যাম লাস্ট স্লাইডটা আর 1 সেকেন্ড একটু দেখাবেন, ওই এক্সাম্পলগুলো লিখছিলাম।
লাস্ট স্লাইডটা বলো।
হ্যাঁ ম্যাম, এটা একটু মানে একটু এখানে পজ, মানে এক্সাম্পলগুলো একটু লিখছিলাম, কোথা থেকে ডিরাইভ হয়েছে ফলস ফ্রুট।
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা আচ্ছা। If there is any problem, you can tell me about today's slides.
ইয়েস ম্যাম, ডান।
Okay. Anyone having any problem?
No, ma'am.
Yes, no, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
No.
Any problem regarding the previous classes? Any problem regarding the previous classes?
No.
Any problem about the exam question? Okay. If you are facing any kind of problem while solving the questions or something, till we have not covered that much of syllabus to solve questions, so you can ask me, okay? Till whichever topic we have covered till now, you can ask me. So, I am ending today. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.